Now we are going to take a look at how we can print the contents of an array. In the previous example, we looked at how we added data to an array using a while loop. We used the loop to add a value to every place in the array. Now, if we want to print all the data from an array, we have to create another loop, because the array has 10 values now and we want to print all of them. So we are going to create a loop that will print one value at a time. So it will first print the first value, then the second value, then the third value, and so on. And for this, we're going to use a while loop. So we're going to create the while loop right after the first one, and we can actually use the exact same condition as we had in the first while loop, because this loop has to run 10 times just like the previous loop. And this condition that we have in the first loop does exactly that. So we can just use the same condition as long as counter is smaller than my integers dot length. So we are going to run this while loop as long as counter is smaller than the length of the array. One thing we have to do is that we have to set the value of counter to 0, because when the first loop finishes running, the value of counter is 10. So we cannot start the second while loop with counter being equal to 10, because then the condition would be false right away and the while loop would not run a single time. So we assign the value 0 to counter, and now it will allow the second while loop to run 10 times. In the code of the second while loop, we will print the contents of the array, and we do this by using the method console.writeLine, and we will print my integers, and again the index will be counter, so that as counter increases, it will point to a new place in the array, and that new place will be printed. And we also increase the value of counter by 1, and so we can run the code now, and we see the printout from the array.